The Jesters in their away green with their goalkeeper in all purple. I'm sure the Chattanooga will have something to say to the goalkeeper in all purple. Simon, what do you think they'll pull out?
I'm trying to think what they would call it, great popsicle or something. I say butterfingers or something pleasant like that. Who knows what they'll say? So getting ready to announce the teams.
Number 19, Keenan Armbrust. Number 1, Chad Collins. Number 5, Lucas Curry. Number 10, John Evans. Number 15, Nathan Heath. Number 9, Cody East. Number 7, Mason Morris. Number 18, Patty Foley. Number 2, Rolando Sanchez. Number 14, Curtis Thorne. Number 8, Mason Walsh. The Jesters are coached by Kevin Farrell, assisted by Ryan Lazarus. And now, the starting lineup for your Chattanooga football club.
You hear the crowd get excited as the Chattanooga Football Club gets announced.
Steve Matt Aldridge's got a new haircut, Carlos.
They're all the hairdos are all fancy smancy nowadays, Simon. They're all over the place.
They really are. They really are.
Number 21, Jordan Dunstan.
You hear the stadium announcer mentioning Jordan Dunstan, who I thought just had an excellent game against Birmingham.
Yeah.
And even the Chattanooga picked up on it. I think they started chanting to the opposing number, and Jordan just, I don't know, anything that went to his side was just gobbled up.
Really did. He did great. He did great.
Number 17, Luke Winter.
You know, the Chattanooga like to see Luke back in the lineup in front of home fans here.
Yes, they do. And talking of the team from last year, I saw Tom Housel downstairs still in the stadium. He's here tonight to watch them play.
Coached by Bill Elliott, assisted by Jordan Lass, Jimmy Weekly, and Matt Williams.
Well, we're going to step away just for a second while they play the national anthem.
Absolutely.
And then we'll get right back into the game.
You know it.
For the singing of tonight's national anthem, which will be performed by Darren Hasselborg. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Excellent. That was great. Very good.
Well done to the singer We got through it all the way that time. We didn't cut
yeah.
out. I think we usually have a little bit of problems with the batteries or the connection or something. That was really good.
Excellent. Yes. Very good.
All right, I think the captains are going to join the referees at center here. Try and get this meeting done with and see who's going to start with the ball, which end each team is going to defend. But Simon, what do you think we can expect from the game today?
I think we're going to see rekindling the fire of last year's team. They've got them all together. Should see some magic there. And the Jesters aren't going to lie down. The last time we played them was 1 apiece. And I think they want a victory. Don't forget, they're top of the table, Carlos. They don't want to lose that. But when you're top of the table, you're a target.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
right now,
we're used to that.
Well, we are. That's our job, the target on our back. Right now, the Jesters are top of the table. Chattanooga's mid-table out of the 5th out of 10. But again, the Jesters have played one more game. And a lot of the teams around us have played 7 or 8 games.
Oh wow!
So really, there's Chattanooga actually played the least amount of games so far this season. So there's plenty of time to be catching up. And say within space of 4 or 5 games we got coming up, the table can change completely if we win all the games or get good results and improve our goal difference. So not just the 3 points, having the goal difference is going to help too. At the moment, it's fairly flat, getting the draws and so forth. So if we can put 2 or 3 goals in each game, that's going to help too. So all to play for tonight. I think both teams are going to go for it. New Orleans to protect their lead. Chattanooga to play catch up and get back where they think they should be.
Do you think there may be a little bit of come to Fort Finley and just come in and get a point, sit back just a little bit and kind of keep that? They know, again, traditionally, Chattanooga FC is the one with the target on their back.
Right.
New Orleans know being top of the table now, they can come in, get a good result. That's going to put them in a good spot for the end of the season.
Right.
Any of that thought?
It could be, but New Orleans haven't got the experience of being there.
Yeah.
Chattanooga have been top of the table year after year after year, so it's been easier for them to adapt to the pressure. They may go for all-out attack, and it may not work for them. It may work great. But I don't think either team wants to hold back at this point. I think New Orleans would like to get clear and go, and they'd be ready to rock and roll and stay at the top of the table. We will see shortly.
Yep, and I think we got New Orleans starting with the ball. We got CFC in blue attacking from left to right, and New Orleans in green from right to left, starting with a long ball into this left-hand corner, one well there by Jake Young right off the bat.
It's like we're away. Both teams are looking for possession. So let's see what we get tonight.
John Carrier with the throw in here on this right side. Back to Young. Over to Juhaszczyk. Dunstan with his first touch. Again, standout performer in the game the other day. Maybe didn't get quite the credit, but with a great ball here. Trying to find Danny Reynolds there on that left side. Just couldn't quite get to him. And actually, I think we're going to have an offside. But again, good stuff out of that left side with Dunstan trying to start it.
Crowd of Chatahooligans tonight, Carlos. They pretty much filled up their section, which is good for a weekday game.
Oh yeah, you always know Section 109 is going to be hopping. Juhaszczyk with a good header there. Back to New Orleans, a little bit of head tennis. Trying to get the ball on the ground. And bundled over there by Zeka and Bywater. New Orleans free kick. Yeah, just played quick and short.
New Orleans using a Chattanooga FC trick there and using the whole width of the field too, and make sure they take advantage of. Oh, that's a lucky bounce. Can they take advantage of that? Jordan Dunstan fighting, trying to get the shot in. Deflected out for a throw.
Yeah, New Orleans trying to get the ball into the box there, just wasn't able to. Want to throw in.
Right.
Good turn there.
Very much.
Just wasn't quite able to keep the ball in bounds, and the referee signals for a Chattanooga throw in. Dunstan looking for his options. Reynolds checking in over his head. Won by the New Orleans player. Bywater did well there to keep possession. Out here to Carrier. Working against two New Orleans players here. I think he just needs an option going forward. New Orleans player did really well there.
Very tight.
To not only win it, but keep it in bounds. Ball straight to Jake Young.
Breaks that attack down. Aldred looking up. Nicely across into space. Chattanooga using the space well, trying to come through.
Luke had a really good little layoff and then got it back from Young there.
Nice touch. Oh, nobody there. But the move was good, just didn't get the coordination right.
We were wondering about the shape, Simon. It looks like Leo DeSchmidt for Chattanooga Football Club is just going to sit in front of the captain Aldred there with the ball.
Right.
Him and Kieran Bywater sit just in front, make up that middle three of the five-man midfield and try and just...
Dancing through, good deflection. Did it go Chattanooga's way?
Yeah,
Yes,
and
it
there's
did.
DeSchmidt
Very
getting
good
that ball
from Leo,
out to...
yeah.
Yeah, he played well in the game. We saw him
Long
here
ball,
against
too
Chivas.
strong.
Yeah,
He played great, yes. That Chivas game was a good one. It showed what we can do. And yeah, that was a good victory against Chivas. It pretty didn't count for the league, but it was a good victory. Nice to see a game where he was playing confidently and playing well. So I hope that keeps on going into league play.
and as always, if you're listening in on this stream, we want to know where you guys are out there, whether here in the United States or whether you're in another country. Make sure you're letting us know where you are. Looks like we got some people who are here in Chattanooga watching from Birmingham, but also some people out in California watching Chattanooga Football Club with a little bit of possession here. Looks like Jake Young playing into Zeka's feet. Good footwork there to keep it. Aldred with it. Out to Dunstan. And he's going to carry it forward just a little bit.
I'm sure we've got a few folks watching back in England too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
A few families and friends. So if you're there watching England, say hi. Or hello, old chap, as they say at home.
DeSchmidt working well there with his left foot. Good layoff by Zeka.
And again, that ball's strong down there. He's saved the energy of running after those because they're not going to get near them. So
yeah, and it may still be just a little bit wet, Simon, from the showers earlier, which may make the players adjust here in this first 5-10 minutes. But they've been warming up. You'd think they would have adjusted by now. But as you said, just a couple balls on that left side, just maybe overplayed just a tad bit.
Well, that's what they're doing. This ball kind of skips away on the surface when it's wet too. It's very slick. As you know, we both played on this, and it can be fast, and you realise at Finley Stadium with the new turf. Well, new, it's 2 years old now, but
good footwork there by Winter.
It is still slick. Nice ball.
Yeah, well done by Aldred.
From Aldo, yeah, very nice. And the Jesters being pushed back, not getting a lot of leverage across the centre line here. They're pretty much being asked to turn around to Zeka. Bam!
Oh, hello! What a way to start the game! Yeah, mistake there by the New Orleans defenders, getting caught in possession, and Zeka's going to make him pay.
Oh, he is every time. Zeka will get the goal, you know it.
And I think that was a really, really good interchange out there from DeSchmidt after the ball went out of bounds. He was able to win the ball. It could have been Reynolds as well, who then found DeSchmidt. Oh yeah, there it is. DeSchmidt into Zeka, and then Zeka with a really, really good
Look at that
strike.
replay. Fabulous, fabulous.
I think he got the goalkeeper wrong-footed and went near post, and that's a good early goal.
So Zeka in the 7th minute. First goal, 1-0 Chattanooga FC. That's got the fans excited. Now we've got a game on. The Jesters can't sit back after that early goal. So it's going to be a rocking humdinger tonight, I hope.
And that's different than the games that we've seen out there, Simon, on the road. You know, been struggling to convert chances. First real chance of the game there. Yeah. And Zeka put it away.
Absolutely hit it straight in the back of the net. Great confidence booster in front of the home crowd. What more do you need?
Bywater with it here.
Chattanooga not
straight
stopping.
Ball.
Going to push up for the second. Zeka on the keeper, annoying him. That's good, and making the keeper able to react. So yeah, that's a great start. 1-0 CFC. Hopefully more goals to come.
I'd like to see that ball from Bywater be just a little bit more angled, a little bit too straight. The goalkeeper was able to come in and gather it. but after the clearance, looks like we got a foul here. Jake Young protesting with the referee, but I think he did have his hands on him a little bit. New Orleans player did well to go down once he felt the contact, just making sure the referee had to force him into a decision there.
Sure.
Just something like really good players do. You know, they're
gamesmanship.
Exactly. They're aware of the contact, and you got to make make the referee make decisions sometimes.
Yeah, of course you do. That's right. That's right. Try and get him in your favour.
Yeah, I think.
And when he can make decisions to be against you, it's no good. So
yeah.
in your favour.
I think we're gonna have a ball into the box here. Number 10, good strike on goal.
What the hell?
Yeah, Pierre Gardon sliding over to his right, just bobbling that one just a tad, just controlling it down and then gobbling back up and playing with Dunstan. Over to you, Haschek. I like the patient approach we've taken so far,
yes,
Simon.
I do. It's paid off. It's making the Jesters forwards come toward the ball rather than having to sit back, and they're having to commit a bit, and that makes space behind them, which the midfield is exploiting very well. So yeah, this is good to see. The Jesters having to work hard, and they will, and Chattanooga playing well as a team too, which is nice. So yeah, good game in hand, I think.
Yeah, and just as we mentioned patience there, you see Haschek try just a little bit of a long diagonal ball in there and got picked off by New Orleans, who was going to try and counter, but the touch just got away from the forward and all the way back to Gardon, who's able to start again. And let's go ahead and give credit here. I believe Haschek really has come into his own in this heart of the three defender system that we've had over the past couple weeks. See him there giving the ball away again,
right.
but immediately communicating with his defenders. I think he's really done a good job on marshalling them.
Oh yeah,
there
he's
over the
done
past
great.
couple weeks.
I mean, they've got a good rapport going now. They've played together. This is their second season playing together, and they've got that rapport going, which is something you can't really teach.
Yep, just comes with games.
They have to get it by playing together and getting experience. This is coming together. Nice ball carrier, bring it down. Not a great pass though.
Yeah,
but,
a bit of a miscommunication. It was behind Zeka. That's number 8 for the Jesters, doing well here down this left-hand
Mason
side.
Walsh is really trying to give him trouble down the near side here. He's been trying to get away from his marker, and if he keeps at it, he probably will do. I'd say the defence on this side with Jake Young and John Carey is probably going to be up to the task, but you get a lucky bounce and off he goes. So you need to watch Mr. Walsh, see how he does. And
that's one of the things with the 5 midfield system that we're doing. The New Orleans is really going to be looking to attack down those flanks and push the outside midfielders back. In that wing back system. If they have the license to get forward and the space to get forward, and improve a lot of problems for New Orleans. But if their outside backs and their outside midfielders can get forward, force Bywater and Reynolds back, I think that's when New Orleans is really going to have success and a little bit more space to operate.
Correct.
Haschek with it out to Dunstan. Good little inside run there by Reynolds to find the ball. Just couldn't get possession.
Everyone's trying to break. That's a nice move. Can they make something out of it? Tack breaks down.
Good tackle there by Danny Reynolds.
Yeah, well, I think they're looking for more out of that. And the flick on didn't quite come on, but so he gets a second chance to get possession and do something with it.
Yeah,
all
just
the way
patiently
back.
Good. I think just needed to keep possession there. Wasn't any options going forward. Just keep it.
That's something we've seen in the early games where they didn't focus on possession. The ball got away from them and it cost them. Especially that very, very first game in the Carolinas when it just didn't work out at all against Charlotte. So this is something I think the coach Bill has told them to do, and it's paying off. It's something you teach the kids to do, and we coach them, and they go, this is really boring, but it gets results. Nice long ball. Can we get the bounce? Schmidt fighting for it to keep possession. Nice turn. Goes out. Looks like it goes, off Leo's ankle. So that's a goal kick to the Jesters. Just ran out of space there by the end line.
That was a good ball there by Dunstan, looking for Zeka. Just couldn't quite get on the end of it, win something. But you see Dunstan really trying to spring the attack. A couple long balls, a couple diagonals so far. Well done by Aldo there. Good control by Zeka with the chest. Straight to his partner. Just hopeful ball there by Aldo. Didn't really get to anybody. Head tennis in
A
here.
lot of head tennis. Somebody needs to bring that on the ground and control it. There we go.
Yeah, it was a good defensive header in there. Jake Young did well there to keep possession.
Yeah, the Jesters are not getting the connection. They're trying to get the passes, and they're just 2 or 3 that it's breaking down, which is going to be frustrating for them because they know they can play better. That's a good long ball, but a bit too long. Skips away back to the keeper. So I think Aldo's got the Gareth Bale haircut tonight, Carlos.
Oh, yeah?
We should put him that some of Gareth Bale's skill will transfer into his boots.
Well, we can hope so.
I know I'd like it to transfer into my soccer boots. But it hasn't yet. Even some of his money for his bank account would be nice, but I think that's what Aldo's after tonight.
All right, long straight ball there by the New Orleans left back, just straight into Gardan's hands, and I think we're going to see a long ball here from him. Up towards Winter. Good body position. Great flick there to Danny Reynolds on the left side. 1v1 with his defender. Zeka comes across. Bywater. Good ball out to Carrier. Just didn't quite beat the defender. Jake Young with a good header there. That's a couple times Carrier's given the ball away. Usually he's a little bit tidier with the possession.
He is usually, yeah. Nice long deep ball there.
And there's that man again, number 8.
There's Mason again, yeah. They're trying to Mason Walsh there. It's going to be a danger man. They're going to have to watch him because he got into space there.
Yep.
He just ran out of room to keep the ball in play. But yeah, the defenders are going to have to keep an eye on him.
I think we're going to have another long ball. Looking for Winter, Zeka up top. See if they can combine knocking the ball down towards Carrier. Good defensive header there by New Orleans.
A couple of nice touches here. Can we get the bounce to go yet? It's towards Zeka. Oh, back to the keeper. And Chad Collins picks it up. No problem there.
Yeah, that was a good defensive header. Zeka right there waiting on the mistake. Yeah, but in the end, the defender did well to get it back to the goalkeeper. And a little bit of possession here for New Orleans, perhaps.
Yeah, those long balls are going to pay off, I think, if they can get the bounce to go Chattanooga's way. They're going to leave them a lot of space to take a shot back to Gardan. And again, New Orleans not pressuring the keeper like Chattanooga are. They're giving him space to operate.
Yep. Oh, about 15 minutes in, Simon.
Yep.
Most of the possession has been CFC's. Couple different moments for each team. I think we got a foul there. The referee talking to the player.
Late challenge there on Leo DeSmet.
Yep. Leo gets up, no injury, walking away cleanly. It's always good to see that. And CFC just plays it back, keeping possession, getting the ball moving quickly. Anything tactically in these first 15 minutes, Simon? You're seeing it seems pretty straightforward.
Well. There's a certain amount of the optimistic long ball, but with the passing accuracy being improved, that does pay off. So it's pretty much been Chattanooga's game so far. I haven't seen a really serious attack from the Jesters yet. There's not one coming, but I haven't seen it yet. And that was a nice ball. John Carrier stayed on side, but didn't have the speed to get after the ball there because it was flying through the gap.
Yeah, that was a really, really good run and a good combination with Winter and Carrier. You know, they played together in college and they've played together with CFC for so long. Such a good understanding. Winter had just checked into the space and Carrier had checked into the space behind Luke Winter and looking to spring that ball in from midfield. Like you said, Simon staying on side. Just couldn't
very
quite
important
get
to do that.
But it's good to see those combinations happening on the field again.
It is Zeka with the ball. Oh,
Yeah, good
Luke
little
Winter
header by
unmarked.
Zeka.
Back to Zeka, giving him plenty of space to operate here.
And right across the 6-yard box, how is there not a CFC player
Really,
there?
no one there to finish it. Back to Aldred. All the Jesters players in their own half. Again, not even the strikers aren't getting forward. So they're being contained by Chattanooga pretty well. I'm sure the coach of the Jesters has something to say to them about that when he gets them off the bench, but they aren't coming as far forward as they might be. And the team that's down is usually pushing harder, trying to get the goal. And they're just kind of being held back a bit.
Simon, we've got people on the stream, watching the stream from Melbourne, Australia today.
Oh, great.
So that's pretty cool.
Great stuff. Well, good morning to you. Because I think it's Thursday morning over there.
Yeah.
No,
Friday morning, yeah.
Friday morning, that's right. So hello to you folks.
Yeah, and Simon, you've also had a congratulations on your wedding. And in the meantime, while we've been talking about that, we got a Chattanooga Football Club foul here in a dangerous area, just in shooting range, perhaps. But we may get a ball into the box. I don't know. The goalkeeper's going to have to make a choice here and set his wall really well.
Yes, I think so too. Just say a quick hello to Doc Howard up there in sunny Michigan. Hello, sir. Thanks for the congratulations. Doc Howard was a member of the Extreme Croquet team here in Chattanooga.
Oh, okay.
Not many people know that.
Oh, all right. Simon bringing out a little bit of history for everybody on the
trivia
stream,
too. So free kick to Chattanooga.
We got a couple people around the ball. It looks like DeSchmidt with his left foot is there. Looks like we got Bywater with his right foot, and then maybe Danny Reynolds, number 18. Yeah,
a couple of them sitting over it. Waiting to see who takes this. Probably going to be Kieran Bywater.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Bywater's right foot curling over the wall here. But you never know. One of the lefties might try it. I think we're just going to have Danny Reynolds run over it.
Yes, we are. It's Kieran. Bam.
Oh, and that wasn't very far away. Simon, the goalkeeper, was struggling there. He could have been there on time, but ball just by the post.
That was a nice shot. Yeah, Kieran's the set piece specialist, I think, in this current squad, and he's scored from several set pieces in the past. Something he learned in playing in the Premiership in England, of course. And yeah, that was a nice little move. I half didn't know which one's going to take it. You know, Leo was behind it, Danny and Kieran were right there. Could have been any of them taking it. Yeah, good move.
Good win there by Carrier, strong in the air. New Orleans player goes down, gets right back up. Bywater with a long ball towards Winter. He's going to challenge in there, make it difficult.
Oh, and
it's to him. Oh, and the goalkeeper did really, really well to come out and win that one.
Chad Collins came out strong and cleared that one.
Yeah, New Orleans defender's complaining there, but I'm not sure what he's complaining about. Luke got in there, got his position and held it, and just made life miserable for the defender, and he just didn't play that very well, to be honest.
Not really. It was a bit uncertain. They were like, oh, the ball did go through, and everybody was like, stuck. Like, what do we do?
Yeah, good strong challenge there, I think.
Interesting.
Ball ended up off of Luke Winter, and yeah, and you see him asking the referee, but it's gonna be a New Orleans throw down there by the corner, and that's an intimidating area there by all those Chattanooga hooligans.
It is. It's not the place you want to be. So you've got the Chattanooga howling in your ear, and not a lot of space to make a run up against the wall too, because the wall comes in tight to the field there.
DeSchmidt winning the throw in.
Zeka chasing it, headed away, but Chattanooga's there. Oh, hello.
Yeah, Zeka just couldn't control that ball.
Maybe it's still wet down there.
Oh, yeah.
It may still be.
Reynolds ended up pressuring that one and winning a throw-in.
Absolutely. So, in the 21st minute, still 1-0 to Chattanooga FC. And against the New Orleans Jesters. I think there's more goals in this one, Carlos, unless I'm much mistaken.
No, I think you're right, Simon. CFC's had a couple chances. I think the one bright spot that we've mentioned for New Orleans has been number 8, Mason Welsh, here on this left-hand side. Right. And he's caused a little bit of problems, as I mentioned. But here's a good ball forward from the New Orleans players. Just couldn't quite bring it under control.
Boot on that one. That would have been a good break if he got hold of that.
Carrier breaking forward here.
A little tumble there, but nobody's hurt. Appealing for the free kick, but play goes on.
Winter stumbled there as he threw it in. Good touch by Zeka.
Zeka trying to do his thing back to Carrier. We want to keep this moving. Don't want to be too slow. Winter on the right side, a little bit out of position there. Carrier.
Oh,
through to Schmidt. Taking the shot. Keeper can't hold it. Oh, and they have to head it away. Keeper's not happy.
I think DeSchmidt really got that one kind of in between both feet, and just couldn't get it out of his feet to strike with his preferred left foot. I think he probably would have been better off going with the right, into the lower left-hand corner from the goalkeeper.
Number 7, Maurice, starting having to head that one away in a bit of a panic. So corner to the CFC on the nearer side. Let's see what they got. Again, it's that long, deep corner. They keep playing that.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a bit this season. We see the players in the box making good runs.
Pushing in for it. Bit of a push and tussle in the box. Still Chattanooga with possession back. Deep into the box, who's there? Oh, and Luke Winter goes down. Appealing for a penalty kick. Luke Winter goes sprawling on his back. But the referee waves play on.
Simon, there was a lot of contact in the box there.
Hooligans not happy about that one at all. They're implying the referee has poor eyesight.
I'm not sure why they would do something like that, Simon.
I can't imagine, but that's what's the impression I'm getting.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact in there, lots of hands
Throwing
going
Chattanooga, ball still bouncing around the box. And I think Chad Collins picks it up, keeps it in play.
Good outlet here to the left side. And I think we have some of the Chattanooga FC women's team on the capo stand with Galen Riley over here cheering the Chattanooga on. Ball all the way back to Gardon, cleared well. DeSchmidt with a good chest there. Get it down to Aldo. CFC just keeping possession. Jake Young trying to find Luke Winter here. Defender just skimmed off the top of his head. So there's no offsides on the play. I think we're going to have a goal kick here.
Goal kick.
You see Luke frustrated. He wasn't able to keep that one in there after all that hard work. Did really well. And again, he's just going to be a nuisance for the defenders all night
I think
long.
he is. That's what a good striker does.
We got Kansas City, Missouri in the house. How you doing, Christina? Thanks for joining us on the stream tonight. New Orleans just putting the ball back in place. I think we had an offside on that one. And the ball back in play. New Orleans just working the ball around the back here. A little bit of a late challenge there by Danny Reynolds. A little bit frustrated, but I think he did catch the New Orleans player there a little bit late. Referee just having a word with him. No card, I don't think, but he did get him a little bit late there, and so deserves a little bit of management. Hopefully the New Orleans player is all right, and he looks to be okay, up and moving well, so no problems.
New Orleans deep into the CFC box, and Gardin's there to pick it up.
Carrier with it, back to Young, back to Carrier, gets around Walsh.
Ball flicked on, back heel to Zeker. Set Zeker off, can he get through three defenders? And Schmidt runs into it. The attack breaks down with a good little move there.
Yeah, just a little bit too much pace there from DeSchmidt. Couldn't quite get the ball under control before going forward. But good possession here by Young and Carrier to break forward, and then good quick into the attacking third work by the CFC. And there's DeSchmidt doing well again.
Whoa.
Good tackle, but you see DeSchmidt just wondering, and we got Winter with the foul there.
Bit of a nudge there that referee called a foul on. So I think Mason Marie's down there.
Yeah, the game's been pretty choppy here over the last couple minutes, Simon.
It's improving. I mean, we're seeing play from both sides, which is great. We're seeing a real game. They're just sitting back and waiting, so that's great. Some games we've seen that where a team gets a lead, nothing happens, so they just sit on the lead. This is, good from both sides. I get the feeling if the Jesters get a break, they're going to score a goal, but the Chattanooga defence so far is keeping under control, but said they look dangerous.
We got a foul on Jordan Dunston out on the left-hand side from the New Orleans player. Not quite sure which one committed the foul, but Dunston puts it down, gets it back into play quickly. Over to you, hashtag. And Young coming forward with it on this right-hand side. And Bywater look to switch the point of attack over to Dunston. And just misplayed there by you, hashtag. Aldred back with it, able to recover possession. Dunston out to Reynolds. And Reynolds looking for DeSchmidt just a little bit too long there.
Too long. That ball was good though. He's playing a lot of those balls that are coming with spin across them, so they're slowing down as they come into the box, and that's very interesting. If we can get on one of the end of one of those, then we're going to see Zeker get another goal, or Luke Winter. There's a good chance. So both sides have got chances to get goals. They have skilled men, and like I said, I think there's small goals coming this one tonight. Evans and Walsh up the front have looked good for the Jesters, just waiting to get that break. And as we know, Zeker and Winter are both goal hungry, so yeah, lots of potential tonight for some more scoring.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun one, Simon. We got some people on the stream from New Orleans. We got some people from Texas. It's good to see everybody tuning on in, and yeah, good to have fans from different clubs watching the game.
Yep.
Aldred just getting in there,
Nice.
getting it to Winter.
Oh, a little late tackle there from Luke Winter, and he gets a card.
Yeah, and Luke's been prone to do that, get a little frustrated with the referee, and then just go in there on something rash. But it's good to see it's just a yellow card. New Orleans trying to play quick, but the referee's got to do a lot of writing in his book for that caution, so he's not going to let him do it.
Well, Luke, I think it feels like he's always getting a short change on some of these, and the calls are going against him. He's been talking to the referee and the linesman, explaining them how the rules of the game work, which I think they know anyway, but he wants to tell them. So after so many times doing that, they go, okay, it's time to be quiet. So ball out for a New Orleans throw at the halfway line. And back to the same place. Still coming at the stadium, which is great to see. See nice clear skies tonight. The clouds breaking up. It's really a nice evening for soccer. It's cooled down, so it's very pleasant for the players too. Usually in June by now it's pushing towards 90 and the humidity is going up, and it's becoming a bit uncomfortable. Tonight it's really good. We have really good weather for soccer.
New Orleans with a little bit of possession here, trying to create some chances. Had a little bit more possession over the last 5 or 10 minutes, but haven't really created anything in front of Gardan's goal. So I think that one may have hopped up off New Orleans' hand. Referee didn't see it there. New Orleans continues with possession. Ball into the box here, trying to be dangerous, and again, just peters out there at the end. Really, not really the end product that New Orleans needs to get a goal here.
A little frustrating for Evans there, because he was expecting the ball to be delivered a little better, and he didn't get it. So but part of that is down to the midfield delivering the ball, and part of it's down to the attacker being in the right place to receive it too and make it space, which is something we see the best players do. It's that both of them get involved, the person delivering the pass and the person receiving it are both working hard together. So something we'll expect to see a little more movement on both ends, and we'll get results. But New Orleans really starting to get the pressure up a little bit better, which is good.
And Simon, I believe we're going to have a guest in the booth in the next couple of minutes.
Yes, we are.
It's we got an interesting story here. We got our friend who has been traveling all across the United States, visiting different MLS teams, visiting different lower level teams, and just learning about the story of soccer in the United States. And we're going to let him come on and tell you a little bit about his journey and what his goals are, and just have a fun time.
Absolutely. So nice to have a guest here in a few minutes. So yeah, when the halftime break comes, don't go away. Go ahead and make your cup of tea, and then sit back and listen to our interview, because we'll be having someone to talk about who's been experiencing the American world of soccer firsthand and giving us an up-to-date report on the state of the game as it's played in 2017 here. I don't think anybody's really done that much of before. There tends to be a focus on the big teams and the big names, but there's a lot happening in grassroots, of which we're proud that Chattanooga is part of. And there are other teams doing similar things in other areas of the country that maybe don't get the coverage that the big teams do. So yeah, it's kind of a fan odyssey, which we're looking forward to hearing a bit more about, and hearing our guest tell you about himself and his first-hand experience. So yeah, don't leave at half-time today. Usually we say pop off and get a cup of tea, but this time hang around.
That's a good ball there by Jake Young, trying to spring carrier on this right side. He almost got there, but ball just ran out of play. Good header there by Reynolds down to Carrier. I'm sorry, down to Bywater. Now out to Carrier with a good diagonal ball. Just cut out there by the New Orleans defender. That was a good ball there by Bywater, trying to get Carrier down this line. Schmidt working his way.
Still fighting for it.
Cleared well by New Orleans. And I think we may see the New Orleans
frustration
player.
there.
Yeah, you can see the referee just coming over to talk to him.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, Simon, that's just frustration. He hasn't really had much service.
He hasn't had a chance to show his skills off. I think that's what's driving him mad. He's getting in position and not getting the service, or the ball just isn't running his way. And some nights the ball doesn't run your way, and it's it does get a bit annoying during the course of the game as it keeps on going and going, because the odds are as you get more passes, some are going to fall the right way and you can take off and go. But he's not given that chance. And yeah, for any striker, that's frustrating. We've seen our strikers do that at Chattanooga FC and other games too.
Yeah, now we got the Chattanooga going in on number 10 there.
Oh,
that's Jonathan Evans. Out there, yeah. And they didn't like that frustration. We got Danny Reynolds whipping one in the box.
Across the box. And Luke Winter.
No, that was Matt Aldred. I don't think Luke would have missed that one.
That was Aldo.
Yeah, Luke wants to gobble those up.
He does. I was like, that was an air shot. What is Aldo doing all the way in the 6-yard box? I mean, shoot it back at the halfway line.
Yeah, you could see DeSchmidt and Bywater had sat just for a second. Aldo had gotten in front of them, but I think Coach Bill Elliott would have rather have one of those two players in front of the net there.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, unmarked, and should have been a great goal there.
No, not really. I just got it. That's okay.
Here we go, good flick on. Come across the box, Winter there. Doesn't get the touch, and referee's given a corner though. The defender got there first.
Yeah, there's one that went Winter's way. I think after a couple that have been borderline, haven't gone his way. He's glad to see that one go his way. But good ball in there by Reynolds on the left-hand side after good work.
Dan is playing very well this game. He's improving all the time. He was good last year. This year he's just coming on and really, being a core of the team, playing very well. So.
And a little bit of argy-bargy in there with the goalkeeper. And I think the referee just taking an opportunity to talk to the players, get them sorted out, make sure everyone's playing nice. But I think our guest here, Simon, and we'll get that in just a tad bit early after this corner kick. Bywater to the back post.
Deep across the box.
Yeah, and I think that one found its way just out of bounds.
Across the line.
Yeah,
I think
so. Trying to get that one back across the 6-yard box.
You have to try, don't you? All right.
And as we mentioned before, we have a good guest who has been traveling around the country so far and doing what he's called the soccer tour. And with us today is Steve.
Good shot. Oh, can't hold it. Can't hold it. Oh, did you see that?
Wow, what a save by the goalkeeper. Zeka with a good shot there.
Wow, almost trickled into the goal there. What they call a creeping goal. It just got hold.
Simon got a little bit excited about our guest. Sorry
Come
about
on,
that. And then
come
I
on, that
missed a
was
little bit of the
exciting,
action.
man.
I was welcoming our guest, Simon. I'm sorry.
This is what soccer's about,
Yeah,
Carlos.
absolutely.
Excitement,
Absolutely. But that was a great save by the goalkeeper, and then scrambling to get back and make the save. But now that we have a little bit of possession in midfield here, let's get to our guest, Steve.
Sure.
Bernasconi. Is that correct?
Close enough.
Bernasconi.
It's pretty close.
Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thanks for having me, guys. Good to be here.
So tell us a little bit about the soccer tour and kind of what you've been doing over the past couple weeks.
So back in February, I decided I was gonna spend the next 8 months on the road. So I sold a lot of my things. I put everything else I had into storage. I jumped into a van and put together a schedule that comprises about 50 games, all levels from Major League Soccer down. And I'm really just out there to experience soccer and meet some interesting people, hear the different stories from all the different teams, and just get a good grasp of where we are as a country in the game.
Great. So where we are in the game at the moment is we have a New Orleans player. That's number 7 down. That's Mason Morris, I believe, who was a midfielder, just down getting a little bit of care, but. Awesome. Well, thanks for being on the show, Steve. And again, your project is the soccer tour. What kind of made you want to start this? What kind of sparked the interest? Obviously, you're somebody who loves soccer, but what made you kind of make this drastic move?
I think just being down in Fort Lauderdale, where I'm from, and seeing all the interesting stories that are happening. You know, where you guys just a couple years ago drawing 18,000 in a final.
Yep.
I think that was more for any final game except for MLS. I mean, it's just amazing things happening across the country. And your average soccer fan, they might not know about it. They might not even follow their local MLS team. And so there's a lot of people, obviously, we all watch the Premier League or Champions League, but there's exciting things happening in our backyards. And I wanted to help get out there, maybe tell some of those stories, and selfishly just experience them for myself. I always wanted to come out here to Chattanooga. Other minor league teams like Detroit or St. Louis or Cincinnati, a lot of teams are doing really cool things. And I just wanted to get out there and see it for myself.
Well, we're glad you came, Steve.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
What do you think so far?
I'll tell you what, it's obviously a Thursday night. It's been raining all day, so the crowd is a little bit sparse, but I was just down there with the Chatahooligans, and what a fun bunch. It's to see Galen flailing about and getting everybody motivated. He's a character. It's absolutely fun down there. And obviously a good start to the match. I think, what was it, 6 minutes in to get a goal like that?
Yeah.
Some really good soccer. Definitely one of the best in terms of on-field play that I've seen for NPSL.
Cool. That's cool.
And I think we're going to have our first substitution of the game, Simon. That's number 21 for New Orleans coming on. And that's, I believe, Jordan Rice coming onto the game.
Yeah.
And number 5 stepping off. And that is Lucas Curry coming off. Yeah, so first substitution of the game for New Orleans. Looks like they may have shifted tactically as well. Looks like he may have gone in there to the right side of a defensive 3. So I think we've had a tactical shift where they had 4 defenders earlier in the match, maybe a 4-4-2, and now have shifted to a 3-5-2 or something to match CFC's 3-5-2.
They're trying to do that. It's not working as well with the 2 up front without the support. That's what they're looking for.
And long ball there again, trying to find Reynolds, just a tad bit offside, and New Orleans puts it down in place quickly. So tell us about your experience so far. How far are you into your tour of the United States soccer? What are you looking forward to most? And yeah, what have you experienced here in Chattanooga so far?
So I'm about 3.5 months into it. Just passed the 100-day mark not too long ago. And the plan is to go until the end of the season. So my last game on the schedule is October 15th in LA. And by that point, I will have seen 50 matches, including 1 at every MLS venue.
Wow.
And, at least 24 more all the way down the pyramid. So it's been amazing so far. It's been interesting challenge there.
And that's Luke Winter again going down. You can see his frustration, but I think kept his head there. Maybe just had a little word with the referee, and I think the referee's wisely going to have a word with the Jesters player. And this is just for management. Again, the foul wasn't too wild or out of control or anything like that. It was a little bit careless, it looked a little awkward, but the referee just speaking to the player, making sure we're calming the game down, slowing the game down. Now the the ball's got to come in off his whistle. Everybody has a chance to relax just a little bit. And just Schmidt getting ready to put it in the 18-yard box, I think. Hopefully we can knock it down and get an opportunity here.
Even from that far out, it's still dangerous sometimes. And the ball is falling. And, oh man.
And that's Luke Winter sliding in there with the right foot, trying to wrap his foot around it and get it on frame. The goalkeeper was coming quick, a couple defenders around there, but good opportunity.
Good opportunity, great chance out of nothing. And again, Luke had space to turn and take the shot. So we put balls both sides of the bars of the post this time so far. And knocking on the door. There's going to be another goal coming, Carlos. There's got to be.
I think so. We're about 40 minutes in, and seems like the clock on the field has stopped working for whatever reason, but our clock on the live stream hasn't, so we're good to go. But looks like we're about 43 minutes into this first half, and now it's going. It had stopped on 40 for a second ago. Yeah, make sure we get it right, fellas.
Beauty of lower division soccer.
Hey,
you know?
we got it. We got it. Don't worry.
We've seen some interesting scoreballs and all travels around the NPSL.
Right,
I can tell you that.
I've seen places without scoreboards. All right. So.
Yeah. Hey, we're doing pretty all right up here.
We've seen a lot, haven't we, over the years?
Yeah. So, Steve, you mentioned that you're in a little bit to this tour. You're going to watch 50 games across a kind of a wide variety of the U.S. soccer landscape, but mostly MLS venues. What are you most looking forward to over the next couple months? You said you end in October.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of the games are MLS, but I'm probably more intrigued by what's going on in the lower divisions. And teams like Chattanooga, honestly, it's a very interesting time for the development of our game. Over just the past few years, we've just seen an explosion of new teams and amazing fan bases coming out of seemingly nowhere. So that's what I'm really looking forward to is going to these places that people are really talking about or not talking about at all, and really just getting a first-hand account.
A dangerous ball into the box here.
Can they clear it? Can we clear it? Yes.
And I think there's going to be an offside as the ball went back into the box.
There was in the last minute of regulation time.
And that was dangerous, Simon.
It was.
Good ball there from New Orleans off the free kick into the box, far post, nodding it down and getting an opportunity, but
good deep ball, but definitely Chad Godin's got a handle.
So the big question, promotion relegation. What do you think? I'm joking. There's a lot in there. We don't have that much time. It's almost halftime. But
put me on the spot.
But if you have a thought or two about it, as you mentioned, there's so many teams, so many things going on with kind of the development of soccer here in the United States. Maybe speak a little bit more towards that. But promotion relegation is one of the topics that we're kind of in the midst of. So what do you think?
And I think it's something that we see a couple of leagues working toward. I know we've got USL launching their USL D3 in 2019.
Yep.
And even before that, we've got Peter Wilt launching the NISA. So I think it's definitely something that has to happen in order to take the game forward. But I think we're still
Zeka getting in a
Who's
close way.
there? Somebody's shooting. Oh, come on.
Just couldn't get on the end of that one.
Get on the end of that one. Whoa, good defending for New Orleans to break that down.
Yeah, Zeka did well to burst through there and get the ball across the box, but no CFC players home. But it is interesting to see the development of soccer across the United States. And just there's different pieces, right? There's the developmental academies, there's college, there's the clubs that maybe aren't quite at the developmental academy level as far as involvement and finances. But there's great ball there to Schmidt.
The keeper's up to it. Well saved by the goalkeeper.
But there's lots of pieces that go into the United States soccer puzzle, shall we say? And it's interesting. What have you seen is the biggest disparity from the MLS to the middle or lower division clubs?
I just want to say, regardless of division, I think you can have a couple of different types of experiences. You can have a major league experience, you can have a minor league experience.
Oh, good ball in here to Winter.
Through, trying to get through.
Did well.
Ball broken up.
But oftentimes it doesn't necessarily correspond to the league that you're in. So I've been underwhelmed at major league games, and I've been blown away at some minor league games. So, I think a big thing, the teams that do it well are teams that are active in their community.
Yep.
And, a team like Chattanooga, honestly, where, pulling the numbers that you're pulling on a pretty small staff, consistently fielding a winning team.
Yep.
It's no shock that people here in the community have responded so well.
Yep. And there's the first half whistle. Good early goal by Zeka. And that was about 7 minutes in, and good chances on both sides. Mostly CFC. A couple of opportunities. Good saves by the goalkeeper for New Orleans, but New Orleans did have a couple opportunities to put the ball in the box and create some havoc. So it's been a pretty good half, Simon. What do you think?
Very good half, Carlos. There'll be a lot to talk about in the dressing rooms, I'm sure, on both sides. A lot of opportunities missed, and for the sake of a few bounces or a good pass, could have had a lot more goals. But don't go away, I'm sure there's a lot more goals coming in the second half.
All right, and we are back for the second half of play. Chattanooga Football Club starting with it. Going from right to left. New Orleans going from left to right. Simon, good first half. A good early goal by Zeka, and then a couple chances. Luke Winter a little frustrated, but still working hard up there. What else you got for me?
Very enjoyable first half. I enjoyed that one too. That goal for Zeka was really great. Came out of nowhere and put Chattanooga ahead. They've been knocking on the door ever since, and looking like again to get a second. But so have New Orleans too. They've had a few moments they've tried to get a break on, haven't quite got the move. So as I said earlier, more goals in this one for sure. We've got a lovely evening now. The clouds have gone away. We have clear blue skies, and it's absolutely beautiful tonight. The temperature's cooled down. Great night for soccer. If you're not here, you should be, because it's very enjoyable. So New Orleans is playing that long ball that Chattanooga have been using a lot, trying to stretch those defenders and make their attackers run a bit faster, but nothing yet. Back to Pierre Gardin for a goal kick. Looks like no substitutions during half time. Same squad as started off, and great weather for soccer. So sit tight and enjoy the game.
Gardin here with the long goal kick into midfield. Challenge there by DeSchmidt. New Orleans coming away with possession. Trying to work down this right-hand side, and that's going to be a foul on Matt Aldred there in the middle of the field. Just a little bit late with that challenge.
Right.
I think New Orleans is going to take this opportunity to put the ball into the box. That was kind of the only chances that they had in the first half was these set pieces, putting the ball in there, looking for a knockdown, hoping they can,
goes deep
they can
in,
get on the end of it.
Gardin, can't hold it, but it's bobbling away for a corner.
And I think Gardin ran
was
into...
Was he fouled or did he run into him?
Yeah, I think it was Aldred, him, and Gardin that came together there.
Okay. So we're going to get a slight break while the I think the medical staff are going to come and look at Pierre Gardin, make sure he's okay. Or is he going to get up? The referee's telling him to hold off. No, I think he's okay. He's not requiring attention, so that's good. We'll see where he gets hurt. So we've got a corner on the far side to New Orleans. Let's see what they do with this. They're going to play it short or long. In the box, away. Beautifully headed away. And back to a New Orleans throw. So the danger's taken out of that one.
Yeah, I think it's actually going to be a CFC throw out there on the right-hand side, Salmon.
So, no danger, broken down, and CFC trying to clear it. Back to the keeper, Gardin obviously recovered well and was able to get that ball with no problem, so obviously he's doing fine.
He had to be really alert there off that header in midfield. I think there was an opportunity for the New Orleans player to just nick in there, but Gardin was alive.
Ball. Oh, good ball out to Carrier. Carrier didn't quite get control of it. Carrier's trying to dance and jink around the defender, and wins the throw-in on the far side. Chattanooga keeping the pressure on in the first minutes of the second half. And second getting a little fancy there, and that one comes to a goal kick for New Orleans.
And straight out of bounds there from the goal kick. CFC throw in, played quickly. Bywater with it all the way out to Reynolds.
Good use of space there.
And just giving away cheaply. I think he should have just gone back to Dunston there.
I agree.
Kept possession. Down the line here. Hashcheck's going to have to deal with this
holding
one.
it and whoa! Yep, keeping the ball, shooting with his body, which is not going down well with the New Orleans players.
Yeah, I think Hashcheck did well there. And then the New Orleans player.
Evans was not happy on that one.
Just an effort to get around him. I think
Yeah.
there was the swim move there that kind of over the shoulder move and wrapped up there with Hashcheck, and then the referee's breaking it up, CFC player breaking it up, and it kind of went off the field 5 or 6 yards.
It went
so,
way off the field.
It looked pretty bad there,
wasn't
but
part of the play, but he's having a word with the referee and he's telling him to calm down a bit.
yeah, I think it looked worse than it actually was there, Simon.
may have.
I don't think there was any malice in that one.
Well, again, a bit of gamesmanship, which is what we see in all these
Yep.
soccer games. So, if you watched a lot of soccer, you've seen that before.
And back into play by Gardon here. Aldred in there trying to win the ball. Hashcheck with a sliding clearance there. Well done.
Yeah, New Orleans really playing the long ball right now. That seems to be their new way of doing it. And that one goes away.
Yeah, really calm play there by Gardon
It was
with the ball.
very good.
At his feet, you can see he was a long way out.
It was. Mason Walsh pushed him down, or chased him down rather than push him, but it didn't come to anything. So both the strikers are trying to get something out of this. I know they're a little frustrated on him getting the foot on the ball.
And Walsh was a standout in the first half for the Jesters.
He was.
Haven't quite seen him in this first 6 minutes so far, but I'm sure he'll jump into the game. And as we say that, there he is with the ball, drawing a foul, or what looked like a foul. CFC off to the races now. And you see Zeka on far side frustrated there. He felt like he had been pulled down.
I think he took a slide on the wet surface, and I didn't see any contact that one, and his studs went away from him on his boots and he went down a bit.
And New Orleans breaking quickly and earning their own free kick.
There's a lot more urgency in the second half, Carlos. In the first half they sat back a bit. Now they're must have had a good pep talk in the dressing room.
I think so.
And they've realised they have to do something if they're going to maintain their place at the top of the table, because that game in hand may be getting away if they don't take advantage of it and keep on scoring goals.
And there's a caution for the captain today for CFC. That's Matt Aldred, number 4, getting that caution. I think just as much for persistent infringement as anything else.
It's
but
cumulative.
there was that foul here where he was late just at the beginning of the second half. He was in the middle of a couple situations in the first. So just for management's sake, the referee getting the card out and
ball goes right through the box. Nothing came of that at all.
Yeah, New Orleans got to do better with those balls in dangerous areas. Trying to
use them.
Yeah, exactly. Try and get a knockdown, or at least just put it at the penalty spot and give your team a chance. You know, when you overhit it like that, nobody has a chance to get the ball on frame. But Gardon putting the ball back in play. Reynolds with a good header to try and keep it in bounds. And ball bouncing around here a little bit in midfield.
Midfield's working hard today.
And De Schmidt coming away with
trying to
it.
get through. Nice ball through to Zeka. Is he going to get onto it? Is he going to chase it down? He is. Keep hands to get moving.
Yeah, it's good calm play by the New Orleans defender and goalkeeper there.
Yeah, that was good.
That's number 14 there with good play for New Orleans. It's Carrier working hard on that far side, trying to get the ball off the New Orleans player, but goal kick in the end.
Looks like Section 109's filled up, Carlos. Some more hooligans have crept in over half-time. And it's nearly as good as the Saturday crowd, which is excellent. You have a good, noisy section there. And making their presence felt. Of course, they're fairly close to the coach for New Orleans, and I'm sure he's having a little problem getting to speak to his players with that noise going on behind him, which is kind of the purpose of what they do sometimes.
Right, absolutely. CFC with the throw-in. It's bouncing around. Someone needs to get hold of that. It really is bouncing
bouncing around like a ping pong ball, isn't it?
I think that was Bywater trying to get a little bit of possession for CFC, but as you mentioned there, Simon, the ball just bouncing around like a little pinball. I'd like to see Bywater try and get that one out of that pressure and go back towards this side where you see Dunstan and Reynolds out on this left side with tons of space. Try and work this way, and New Orleans is very off balance. Try and work to the space and attack this left side.
Right. I think you're correct there. Yeah, there's more of a reaction rather than actually having being able to get their strategy in place, having to react quickly to play and not be able to control it and slow it down, which I know a lot of players like to do rather than just be reacting and being on the back foot all the time.
Another throw in for CFC. Ball played quickly into Winter's feet. Doing well to hold the ball up there.
Outnumbered a bit there.
And the defender did well to just body him off it there. And same thing from Matt Aldred, the captain, using his body to shield it. Kieran Bywater going in
very
strong all the way to DeSchmidt.
Going wide.
Danny Reynolds doing well to get there and knock it off.
Corner.
The New Orleans player.
Again, a good use of space there, putting it right across the field rather than trying to go straight down the middle. We see so many teams doing that and getting frustrated and not getting anywhere. That was good play. Short corner, quick one. Reynolds across into the box. Keeper has to punch it away. Chad Collins up to the job again. He's having a fairly good game so far. Apart from that goal, he's played pretty well.
Yeah, I think so, Simon. That was good play there by Reynolds and Bywater on this near side. Playing the quick corner, getting the ball back post. But then, like you said, New Orleans goalkeeper up to the challenge.
Clear. Yeah.
Long diagonal here.
Danny Reynolds headed.
Oh, and what a save!
Oh, play.
Wow, what a ball in by Matt Aldred into the path of Danny Reynolds. What a diagonal ball, and then an even better save off the header by the New Orleans goalkeeper. He's playing really well, Simon.
Chad Collins at full stretch there.
You seem to have a little bit of a question in your voice earlier when you said he was having a good game.
He was having a good game.
But now I think it's fair to say he's having a good game, Simon.
He's warmed up, and that was good. There's a lot of keepers that wouldn't have got to that, so that was great. All right, so a corner to Chattanooga. Everybody in the box. Here we go. Deep one, and onto the head of Luke Winter, but over the bar.
Yeah, and I think the goalkeeper had gone down in that massive pile. The referee spotted it and gave a free kick.
Pushing.
Yeah, they're a protected breed, the goalkeeper.
Well, they are. That's right. So. Beautiful evening tonight, Carlos. Looking at these clouds and blue skies, you wouldn't think it had rained like crazy.
Yeah, a couple hours ago we were questioning it. Oh, well done there by Matt Aldred to get it to.
Great stop with it. Here we go. Reynolds trying to get on the end of it.
And dealt with where there by the defender.
Yep, cleared well.
Dunstan heading it down to Bywater. Doing a good job of keeping his body between the ball and the defender.
Oh, good tackle there from New Orleans. Ball out for a Chattanooga throw, slowing the attack down very nicely, but again, Zeka with the ball from the throw.
Here's DeSchmidt.
Taking a shot.
And just rips it across at the goalkeeper.
Oh, look at that one.
And that's John Carrier with the follow-up on his, maybe his weaker left foot. I'm sure he would have liked to have that one in his right, but he lashed at it. That's two good chances.
Strike after strike from Chattanooga, really putting the pressure on. New Orleans got to feel a bit under the thumb right now. I'm hoping to get away from this and come out, get back into the attacking style. But two good saves there from the New Orleans keeper. Excellent soccer.
Yeah, Simon, that was a good strike by DeSchmidt with his left foot. You could see it curling. It started as if it was going away from the goal and then bent back towards the goalkeeper. Another good save for him. Hashtag just getting caught in possession there.
Dispossessed.
Oh, what a dangerous ball. Wow, any touch there would have caused problems for Gardon, but nobody for New Orleans was there. The CFC defenders just watch it roll on by.
That was a very good move there indeed.
Yeah, I think CFC's lucky there after a couple. I don't think Uhashek needs to be taking those touches there. He was under pressure from the defender, ends up giving the ball away, and then the ball just driven across the 6-yard box. And referee has his flag up for offside. I think the New Orleans player just came back to get it.
Yeah, Evans there getting away from Uhashek and putting that ball strong across maybe 3 yards in front of the goal line. But like you said, nobody to touch it in, but they may regret that chance not being converted, Carlos,
Yeah, I think
because that's
so.
the kind of moment you need to start putting those in the net.
And I mentioned earlier, Uhashek, really being solid over the past couple weeks.
He has.
I think he struggled a little bit tonight. Maybe his distribution hasn't been as good as we've seen in the past. Again, a little shaky there, giving the ball up and giving New Orleans a chance. But I'd like to see him shore it up just a little bit, be a little bit, I guess, more sure in possession with his passing and his dribbling.
Right.
But still solid defensively, of course.
Absolutely. So we're an hour into the game here at home at Finley Stadium. Still 1-0 to Chattanooga FC with that great Zeka goal in at 6 minutes in. And the action's not over, folks.
Good header there by Jake Young. Schmidt and Bywater going in for it, but bounces to New Orleans. And there's Uhashek with a good touch out to Dunstan. Just keeping possession here. Bywater, good
Nice
turn by
turn.
DeSchmidt.
Schmidt into it. Still fighting for the ball. Not over yet.
And it bounced out there to Reynolds for a second. Just couldn't quite keep possession. New Orleans with it, trying to slow the tempo just a little bit, get some possession, and try and create a chance. There's been some sporadic play from both teams in the heart of midfield,
Right.
but no real continuity or build-up to try and create some chances. I think the most interesting chances have come after some turnovers, Simon.
Right, I think you're right. That's when the
Schmidt,
opportunity
they're
is
really
coming.
strong
People
there.
Snatched away at the opportunity. Nice ball. Cross the ball. Who's on the end of it? Again, another ball right through the box. No one there to finish it off.
Yeah, and just you see Luke Winter there just clapping for Danny Reynolds for the opportunity. I think it was just over his head. The timing wasn't quite right, but again, you see more opportunities to get the ball in the box into dangerous positions. And
Yeah.
as you've mentioned, Simon, I don't think we're done with the goals for tonight.
That's where the goals come from. We get someone on the end of those balls, we're in good shape. So Ewan's trying to come away with it. Dispossessed again. Water gets a knock. Referee having a word. Is he going to pull the card out? Yes, he is. Come on against the Jesters. Free kick of Chattanooga just outside the centre circle. Number 9, Tony Giudice for the Jesters getting the card there.
Beer. Bywater with a laser into Reynolds. Just
get hold of
couldn't
that.
quite get the header right. And Bywater a little bit frustrated. Wanted a little bit more quality from Reynolds out here on this left side. After, like I said, just an absolute laser to his head. Just
was, wasn't it?
such accuracy there from Bywater. Dunstan with the chest trap.
I think Chattanooga will feel more comfortable with the second goal, for sure. So they're not backing off on the attack. A 2-goal push might be more comfortable, so they're not backing off. Referee signalling for a free kick there to the Jesters. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Jesters coach out of his box again on the byline instead of staying in his box.
Yeah, I think he was out of his box quite a bit last year as well.
He's been out of his box for a long time, Carlos. And ball right through the Chattanooga box.
And cured
18
well
box.
there by Carrier.
And again, doesn't come anything. The Jesters have got to start converting those chances, Carlos.
Yeah, and I think it just comes down to the quality of the services coming into the box. They're just not quality services, and so there's no knockdowns, there's no flicks, there's no headers on frame, and the midfielders and defenders just got to do a better job for the attackers, I think.
I think so. That's part of the frustration is, again, the connection. Hopefully the teams keep their heads and rectify that and play better, but Charleston taking a long shot from way out, Gardan onto it. Oh, and the ball deflects and goes in.
That's so unlucky, off the post.
Free goal. Wow, that's
then
great.
back off of Gardan's back and bouncing into the goal there.
It's like Evans there with the goal. It was Evans, number 10. Yep, he was there in time. The ball was bouncing around, came off the top bar and able to push it in. Just an opportunist goal.
Yeah, and it's a shot from long range there. That's bounced off Gardan. He just couldn't handle it. Maybe it bounced right in front of him, bounced up off the turf, and then went straight to the striker, who just, I think it came off of his knee or his chest, and then just bounced over and off to the post, and then off of Gardan's back and into the goal. And again, like you mentioned, Simon, kind of a free goal, and 1 out of nothing there.
Really was.
But that's how it goes.
Yeah, almost against run and play, but that's great. So yeah, 1 apiece. And we're going to see which team's going to get the decider.
Yeah, Winter with a good ball into the box there after some good work by CFC to get him into some space, but unfortunately for CFC, got to work back to get that winning goal or that go-ahead goal here. The Chattanooga in full voice. I think a throw into the box here by Dunstan.
Flicked on.
Just couldn't quite get over those first
this is
defenders.
We're going to see what Chattanooga have got in reserve. They're going to do something here and come back and recover the lead. So they've got about 25 minutes to do something, so plenty of time yet. Keep your eyes glued to the screen, folks.
Good play by New Orleans on that left side. Walsh keeping it in nicely, turning to face the defenders. Good possession here into the middle.
Trying to feed it.
And Dunstan did well there to stretch and get it cleared.
Broke the move up nicely.
Yeah, but just bounced straight back to the New Orleans players and into the box.
Deep ball.
What a ball.
On the header.
Oh, and off the bar again.
Really, New Orleans going for it.
Wow, great play by New Orleans there in midfield off the left-hand side. Like I said, Walsh kept it in, kept possession, and then worked a great ball into the box off that header. Looks like Winter's going to chase this one.
Luke Winter on the ball, and was he fouled?
Looks like the referee just holding his whistle. It did seem like there was some contact there, but
I thought it was contact, but he played the advantage.
Yeah, and Winter just staying down a little bit.
The referee was so far back because play moved so fast.
Yeah, that was one of those freak breaks that Luke just threw himself in there, hoping for some contact. I believe there was, but I think 6 of one, half dozen the other.
Going for it again. The second chance straight to Gardan's hands. He gathers it and says thank you. But New Orleans having some good moves, one after the other now. This is an exciting game, Carlos.
Yeah, what a pace, Simon. We had the goal by New Orleans, then a couple chances from CFC right before that, and then chance on both sides with New Orleans hitting the top bar again, and then the goalkeeper coming out and challenging Winter there. So lots going on in the last couple minutes.
Lots happening.
Yeah, Zeka there with a little bit of a push.
It's like Whitehall and Ricketts warming up for Chattanooga FC on the sideline. And also Sindre Walo and Antonio waiting to make a move too, so we may see some changes for Chattanooga soon.
And as you mentioned, Sindre Walo out there, mostly attacking players warming up, but Sindre is a defender that could provide some attacking spark. I know he plays in midfield for his old college team, Carson Newman, up towards Knoxville. But we'll see what happens. And I'm not sure what Gardan's doing there, trying to play out from the back. New Orleans midfielder there, number 7, trying to catch him out and play the one-time ball there. Just couldn't quite calibrate properly and get it on frame. I'll tell you what, these goals from long ranges and these shots from long ranges are popular.
Yes, they are. Seems to be the way they're going.
And New Orleans breaking away again here. Good spell for New Orleans over the last couple
minutes.
Staying
on side. Evans pushing in. I think that's gone out for a goal kick. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, Dunstan had made his way across,
Ran out of
slid in
space.
there.
Yeah, ran out of space, but a good attempt.
Yeah, and then, like you said, Simon, the
Yeah.
ball had just run out of bounds before
That's
Dunstan
it.
got there. Now, we've mentioned it several times, but I think this period of play here from about the 55th minute on, we're approaching the 70th minute, New Orleans had the better of play, Simon, overall.
They have, actually. They've come on strong the last 10 minutes, so they've really woken up and are making something good. And here we go again.
And well done by you, Haschek there.
Cleared it nicely.
Yeah, keeping his body between the ball, working it onto his right foot and clearing there.
New concentrate on possession at the moment.
And we keep with these little dinks over the top and trying these little, fancy little clicks over the... I just don't understand it. Put the ball down and play. We were so successful in the
That's what
first
we're
half
good
with
at.
it. And I think we've gotten away from it here in this last period. And credit to New Orleans. They have been pressuring. They have been around the ball. So that does make it difficult. But,
Right.
CFC's got the skill to put the ball on the floor and play. Simon, I like to see it a little bit more often.
Right.
Ball towards Winter. Still making a nuisance of himself up there, using his body, trying to get anything he can. And Dunstan did well to read the ball there. Out for a New Orleans throw. We're moving into the last period of play here, Simon. Like I said, entering the 71st minute. Good read there by DeSchmidt. Winter receiving it out on the far side. He's got a little bit of support in there to DeSchmidt again, and New Orleans did well to reach in there and knock that one away. I'm not sure about that one. I thought we had a goal kick there.
I thought so.
Yeah,
too.
DeSchmidt is questioning it and
Well, it looks
just
like
wondering-
the defender won the ball and
Yeah.
pushed it out for a corner.
Yep.
But New Orleans are getting ready to take a goal kick, so
yeah, I think that's a miss from the referee there.
what does the linesman say? He's, yeah, they're going with a goal kick, so okay.
And there's been a couple that have been borderline that maybe haven't gone CFC's way. And I think that's one that maybe they would feel hard pressed on. The others maybe weren't so obvious, but there is some frustration brewing. Luke Winter with that yellow card that
Yes,
he picked up in the
yes.
first half. We got to make sure he keeps his head. And I think another yellow card for CFC was Matt Aldred in midfield,
Right.
who's just a player who's always disrupting things. But it's important for those two to keep their head and make sure they stay in the game.
They're both key players
Yep.
in this current squad. So let's hope we don't see any more of that.
Good ball there by Gardon. Won well by Winter. Zeka couldn't quite get on the end of it. Great touch by Bywater there to get
very
it out
good.
to Dunstan. Reynolds. DeSchmidt.
Schmidt trying to turn his defender again. And the defender saw that coming and was ready for it.
And again there with the cute stuff. I think just get possession and
Yeah.
be able to move forward.
The cute stuff needs to stop until they get something on the ground.
Yeah, Matt Aldred driving forward here after a good
Carrier.
touch by Zeka. Oh, what a ball by Carrier.
Oh, nobody there.
And DeSchmidt just couldn't quite get on the end of it there. But as we mentioned, that's a little bit more direct, a little
It
bit
is.
more
Bit more
concise from
aggressive.
CFC. Exactly. Just getting the ball down. And John Carrier whipping in a good ball across the 6-yard box. Just nobody there to get that ball in the back of the net.
That's right.
Haschek here did well to get his body between it and all the way back to Gadron. Keeping possession here. Bywater with a long diagonal finding Reynolds. Oh, that's a great touch. Just couldn't quite get around the New Orleans defender. Yeah, the defender did really well there.
He did.
I think he started in a poor position, didn't read the ball right, but was able to use his speed and quickness and get his body between the ball. And then I think Reynolds just gave him a little bit of a shove. But I think the goalkeeper had it covered either way.
I think so too. Yeah, good play there. Starting with a little sharper in defence.
I think New Orleans has looked brighter since they've moved into this 3-back formation with the 5 in midfield. CFC hasn't had nearly as much space or control of the game, and they've moved into that about the 35th minute, maybe the 40th minute of the first half. So it kind of makes sense that they have a little bit more of a stranglehold of the game here.
Right.
Trying a little diagonal
It's more
ball.
evenly matched, certainly at this point in the game, Carlos.
Absolutely. Tried the little diagonal ball there, just mistouched out for a CFC goal kick. Played quickly, long ball in there, cleared by New Orleans. And Juhaszek's going to have to deal with this one.
Walsh free there.
And I think there was offside. Referee waiting to make sure there was involvement from the attacking player and then putting his flag up. I think that's one of those where you might like to see it a little bit quicker, but I think you got the decision correct in the end.
We have some substitutes waiting to come on. I see Danny Whitehall down there. And number 13, David Perez. Two guys who are quick up the front, so it may be time to change out the strike force for some fresh legs. Let's see what Coach Bill's got planned.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if... yeah. A little bit of contact down there in that corner with Juhaszek and the New Orleans striker, but no foul, just a New Orleans throw-in. But I wouldn't be surprised to see David Perez come in for Danny Reynolds here on this left-hand side, or we see both strikers come out, like you mentioned, Simon, with Zeka and and that was a strong challenge there. That's a really, really strong challenge. The New Orleans players claiming that they got the ball, and the New Orleans coach coming out to the sideline, not sure what he's doing out there. He needs to get back in his technical area. He has really no business being in that area. And just a really, really strong challenge. Yep. The ball was there to be won, but I feel like the New Orleans player just got a whole bunch of Zeka there, and he's still down. Wow, and you can see it there on our screen with a little replay. Just nothing of the ball, just straight through Zeka to the ball. And referee's going to have a word with the New Orleans player. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a caution here.
I would expect so for that. That was a fairly physical challenge. It wasn't really necessary. There's that yellow card for number 7. And Mason Maurice gets that card.
And he's been kind of in the same mold as Aldred for us, that defensive center midfielder, just the enforcer situation, and not surprising to see him with a card. And we have that substitution that we mentioned.
We do. Luke Winter coming off.
Yeah, Luke Winter coming off.
Danny Whitehall coming on. Danny Whitehall is going to run the New Orleans defence ragged, and they don't know what's going to happen yet, but he will run them ragged because he is keen to get that first goal for Chattanooga.
He wants that goal.
He wants it, and he is even taller than Luke and plays the same aggressive style, so this should be interesting.
Yeah, just Schmidt in there with it.
Steaming away.
Oh, and just got
going for the
shot
shot rather than the cross.
I'm not sure what that was.
Between the two.
Yeah, he may have been caught in two minds, and just that's the result, right?
That's what you get.
Yeah, you have neither one.
Neither fish nor fowl.
Yep. New Orleans with possession here, working it into the middle. Moving forward, and just hit straight into Carrier there. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Whitehall does against this New Orleans back three.
Sure.
I think Zeka will have a little bit more freedom to roam. Whitehall will stay up front.
It's a nice ball to the Schmidt.
Yeah.
Right across. Who's there?
Oh, and off the bar!
Off the inside of the bar.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much closer you can get. I'm not sure if DeSchmidt meant that one as a shot or a cross, but either way, floats over the goalkeeper's head and hits the inside of that upper 90. And how does it bounce out from there, Simon?
It shouldn't do. It should come down and go across the line. But yeah, soccer balls do strange things. We know that. Watch this. Oh.
New Orleans goalkeeper taking his time with the punt here after a dangerous situation from CFC. Looks like we've maybe had a little bit of a change. We got Danny Reynolds playing a little bit deeper out here by Dunston, and We see Uhashchik out there to the right of Jake Young, more like a right back, and we have Leo DeSchmidt out here almost like a left mid. So
Schmidt's gone out on this near side towards us.
Yep. A little bit of a tactical shift there from Chattanooga Football Club to try and get this goal here at the end of the game. We need those 3 points, as we mentioned several times.
Really
and New Orleans will be happy with this result, Simon, as they're sitting at the top of the table. Ball all the way
Right
here.
through the box, take the shot.
Oh, and good block there by Jake Young.
Very good. Chattanooga pushing away.
And New Orleans with the throw in. Trying to get it into the box, just couldn't quite get there. Carrier working well there to find Zeka, but the layoff couldn't quite find Ballwater. New Orleans back with possession, working their way towards the CFC goal. And a good ball over the top. And Danny Reynolds just let that one run out of bounds. Simon, what do we need in this last 10 minutes from CFC to try and find that go-ahead goal?
I think we need some substitutes, Carlos. Looks like Coach Bill is getting his substitutes ready now. And not seeing Coach Farrell doing the same for New Orleans. His guys are down the far end of the field just stretching, but Coach Bill's got them on the bench getting ready to go. Chattanooga trying to come forward here and have won a corner.
And we may see the substitution here.
Here we go. Here's substitution number 3.
Yeah, that's number 3, Jacob Lever.
Jacob Lever.
Yeah, first-year player for Chattanooga Football Club. Has played a couple times. We saw him against Chivas. Seen him a couple other times throughout the season.
We have.
He's maybe a little bit more natural of a right back, going in right now for Uhashchik, who we mentioned had gone out to right back with the tactical shift. And I think we're going to see Lever really getting forward a little bit more than Uhashchik maybe would have. But again, a tactical shift from the Chattanooga Football Club coaches here. And
right, fresh legs are always good this time of the game. Deep ball across, who's there? Pushed away up in the air, not cleared yet. And it's like going out for a corner again off the head of the defender.
Yeah, and that was Jake Young initially battling for it. Went straight up, and Jordan Dunstan got the second header.
He did. Curtis Thorne pushed it out for New Orleans. He's been playing pretty well in defence. He's had a good game. And he's been at the right place at the right time quite a few moments here during this game.
Yeah, Bywater coming on over to take this corner kick. Lots of players in the 6-yard box for CFC, driven right in there, but again, over the top, not even a chance for any of the players. Kieran, you got to take a little bit off for me, buddy. Put that one right in there and give us a chance.
Turn it down. Doesn't need to be at 10 for some of those corner kicks. About 7.5 should do it and drop it right in the box, but... just a little bit over. They regret that later, but if it ends up 1-1, they might regret not taking that chance. We're in the 82nd minute of the game, not long to go, so each of those chances needs to be converted.
Long goal kick by the goalkeeper there from New Orleans. New Orleans throw in. Well, one there, I believe that was John Carrier. Just skimming off his head and going out for a throw in. And here's the third substitution for Chattanooga Football Club. As you mentioned, Simon, exactly correct. In for Zeka, and that's both strikers up there. I think you're going to see him join Daniel Whitehall up front, try and cause some havoc with his speed and craftiness, and see if we can't find one and find that go-ahead goal, Simon.
Big round of applause for Zeka there from the fans.
Zeka did well today. It's good to see him and Luke combining once again.
Yes.
New Orleans play quickly. And the ball just stays in there. Matt Aldred winning it there. Up to Whitehall. Good flick. Carrier trying to get on the end of it, but cleared by New Orleans. Header straight up by Matt Aldred there.
Please get on the ground, guys. So much heading going on.
And
Whitehall stealing the ball away.
And it was a good touch by him to keep possession and round the players there.
Be fed back in. New Orleans pushing it out. Good defending.
Matt Aldred with it.
Still
over to Bywater. To Reynolds.
Across the field. He's got DeSchmidt overlapping, plays it in the box. And it goes out for a corner.
Yeah.
Off the defence again, so Chattanooga with a chance to make something of this.
Yeah, last ditch defending there by New Orleans, trying to keep it from going into the box, just deflected that one out. Hopefully Bywater can get a little bit better of a service into that 6-yard box this time around. Try and get it off, get a chance here late in the game as we enter the 84th minute. New Orleans goalkeeper came for it.
Touches it away, but New Orleans recover it and get a chance to try and break.
Dunstan out to Reynolds.
Across the field, a little strong. Oh, a bit too much on that one.
Yeah, you see Carrier trying to stretch and keep that one in bounds. Just wasn't able to. New Orleans put the ball back in play. Looks like we got a long ball here. Good control on the chest there. Good turn. Moving towards the CFC goal here. I think we're gonna
5 minutes of regulation play. And referee waves play on there. Didn't see anything wrong with that challenge.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there again.
I thought so, but play goes on.
Yeah, you could understand if the referee gave the free kick there, but he didn't. Kept the whistle down. And CFC going forward. Reynolds to DeSchmidt here.
Outnumbered.
And well done by the New Orleans defender coming across and clearing that one up. That's number 14 there from New Orleans, doing really well.
Yeah, that's Curtis Thorne. He's having a good game. Like I said,
agree,
he's broken a lot of the tackles up and he's played very well.
I agree. Young to Dunstan. Reynolds. Ball into the box here. Oh, and there he is.
Oh,
and those are the chances Whitehall wants. Great ball into the box there by Reynolds. And you see Whitehall giving the thumbs up. Those are the chances he wants. Maybe with a little bit more rhythm, a little bit more time in the game, he gets his head on that one.
That's it.
Just skimmed by him, unfortunately. But those are the chances we want here late in the game, trying to make some things happen in the box and create problems, but just wasn't able to find that one on frame.
Substitution for New Orleans now, number 22.
And you see the referee gesturing to his watch that he's adding time for, the extra time that Walsh is taking just walking off the field here. You can understand he's been active, he's been running his socks off, but yeah, you like to see him get off the field just a little bit more. And as we mentioned earlier, Simon, just a little bit of gamesmanship from New Orleans, and it's understandable. That's number 22 coming onto the field for New Orleans. Look down these numbers real quick. Not sure we have a 22 on our roster, unfortunately.
I've got the names, haven't got the numbers on some of these. We'll find out shortly, I'm sure. And Antonio coming on for Chattanooga to replace Leo DeSchmidt, who's worked his socks off.
And number 22 coming on for New Orleans. He was that's Chase Rushing coming onto the field, so we're able to find him and his number. Reynolds looking to get the ball back in the box here.
Keeper can't hold it.
And the goalkeeper did well there under pressure.
Away for a corner.
Yeah, couldn't quite decide what he wanted to do there, punch or catch. In the end, decided to punch, and it just barely creeped out of bounds for a corner. And CFC's got to make the most of these opportunities here.
There's not long to go here.
I think that's Reynolds with the left foot, swinging it in.
Oh, another one.
And that's the second time Matt Aldred has been on the end of one in the 6-yard box. Not quite sure that he's the one we want on the end of that one, but just skims by him off of a New Orleans player for another corner kick. We got to put that one in the back of the net, Simon. Someone's got to get a touch.
I think anybody in a blue shirt would do me, frankly. Even if it was a dog wearing a blue shirt, I'd take it right now.
And Bywater with another ball in there. Well done by the goalkeeper.
Not cleared properly yet. To Carrier. Trying to get it back in. New Orleans thrashing away trying to get rid of it. Just clearing it wildly there, really, for a throw. Deep ball to
It's Whitehall out there
Whitehall
with it.
there. Should be in the middle for that, not out on the edge.
Ball driven in.
In the box, pushed out again. Chattanooga looking to push it back in the box. Here it goes.
And there's Whitehall trying to get on the end of it. Matt Aldred keeping it in. And I think we're going to see a lot of this, Simon. A lot of pressure going this direction. We got to get on the end of one of those headers, knock it down, find a second ball.
See a chance here.
Carry with the ball right across the box. How is there nobody there? That's 2 or 3 straight across the 6-yard box, and you see the frustration from John Carrier, just wanting somebody to get a toe or a knee or an eyebrow or something on it and put it in the goal.
The whole Chattanooga bench is on its feet saying, can you not touch this ball just once? So much going on there and nobody's getting it in.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how the referees have missed that one. Clearly off of a New Orleans defender inside the 6-yard box. Goes out for a throw-in, and somehow we have New Orleans with the throw-in.
A bit strange, but
yeah,
these things happen in soccer. So that's out again, Chattanooga throw. Trying to keep the pace going here. The referees calling for a substitution, which has been signalled, so that's going to slow the pace right down. Number 16, Ralph Price, coming on. For New Orleans, they'll obviously be slow with this substitution.
Yep.
Because they look like they're pretty happy with a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I would say so, Simon, especially going into the 90th minute here. You know, they're at the top of the table. CFC's the perennial big dog, the champions of this conference, I believe, 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row. And, yeah, of course, New Orleans is going to be happy with this result, coming all the way to Finley and grabbing a point.
Enjoy the chance to frustrate Chattanooga on its home turf. So,
back to Dunston. Jake Young going to have it. Bywater with it. Ball into the box here. Looking for...
Hold it on. Push. Goes to the push. No, just a little bit of contact, but no push for a penalty. It's been announced there'll be 4 minutes of extra time, folks, so what can happen in 4 minutes? Don't go away.
Yeah, Simon, have you heard anything about the attendance yet? I haven't heard them announce it.
I haven't heard that yet.
Any guesses? It looks like the stadium has filled up a little bit.
It has filled up. I'd say closer to 2,000.
Close to 2,000,
maybe
right?
1,800.
Yeah. I think we got a little bit more than that. I mean, okay. I'm going to go with 2,200. So
let's do that.
All right. CFC trying to get the ball back into the box. Bywater with it. Getting up forward.
Still bouncing around. Nobody's really getting under control here.
Lever with a header. Aldred putting it down on the floor.
Who's there?
Into an Antonio.
Oh, pushed away for a throw to Chattanooga on the far side again. Lots of potential here. Everybody's up from Chattanooga. Fans urging them on.
Throw into Bywater. Being closed down here by the New Orleans player.
Clipped by the
and I think
New Orleans players appealing for a card, but just a foul, I think. Oh no.
Yep.
They got the yellow card.
Yeah,
that's
I think
third card of the night for New Orleans.
Yeah, I think that's number 16 who just came on, Ralph Price, getting that one for kicking the ball away and delaying the restart. I'm not sure CFC was going to play it quick. They want to make the most of this opportunity, but the referee has talked to him a couple times about kicking the ball away over the course of the game.
That's right.
And that's both teams, not just New Orleans. So I think finally dealing with it is something the referee had to do there. This may be one of the last chances for Chattanooga Football Club to put the ball in the box, or put the ball in the box and try and find a chance on it.
The ball in the box of the net, Carlos.
Good strike there. Oh, wow. And just by, I believe that's Danny Reynolds with the left foot whipping it in just by the left post. And the New Orleans goalkeeper is going to take his time and stretch as if he's cramping or something. Not quite sure, but a little bit of gamesmanship, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, and it is interesting to mention, Simon, another tie. It looks like is on the table here for Chattanooga Football Club as New Orleans get another substitute in. That's number 25 coming on.
That's Ibrahim Belkuche. If I'm spelling that correctly, if I'm saying that right, I'm not offending you by saying your name wrong.
That's frustrating.
I know, more ties than Father's Day, Carlos.
Yeah, finding the chances, finding the opportunities, but just haven't been able to convert.
That's
and
right.
then on the other end, just I'm not sure quite what to say. Maybe a little bit of sloppy goalkeeping, but it was definitely unlucky with the ball bouncing right in front of Gardon and then right to a New Orleans player. And then again, just a weird play to get the ball into the goal off of a knee, off of the post, off of Gardon's back. And to be fair, New Orleans has done enough to deserve a goal, but I think CFC's been the better team. And there's Antonio right into the midriff of the New Orleans goalkeeper, and that was a great save. The New Orleans goalkeeper doing really, really well to come and close the angle and make sure that Antonio had nowhere to shoot to, but what a chance here at the end of the game. And that's the final whistle. Good save. And I will say the New Orleans goalkeeper just played really, really well tonight, Simon. A couple really great saves, 1v1 saves. That header off of Danny Reynolds with the left hand that was just amazing. And it was really just a good effort by New Orleans to frustrate Chattanooga.
Very last second, almost a great scoring chance there, and Chad Collins put his body on the line there. Probably got hurt, but doesn't care because they got the points they wanted to get. So 1-1. Chattanooga versus New Orleans Jesters over at Finley Stadium. Great game, Carlos. Great game.
I think so, Simon. Lots of action on both sides.
Yeah.
And New Orleans comes away with I think a deserved point. Unfortunately, we don't want to say that, but I think New Orleans came here, executed their game plan. They switched tactically about halfway through that first half, maybe a little bit further.
Right.
And I think after that they were in the ascendance for about 20 minutes. CFC couldn't quite deal with it and find the spaces. In the end, 1-1, another tie for Chattanooga Football Club in this NPSL stadium, this NPSL season. And we have the Jesters thanking their fans and the CFC players thanking the fans. But